So here's some insight on some things that I've been trying to figure out, and I think they'll be really beneficial to you as well. And one of the things that I realized that I don't do many times is you see this brick wall behind me, and this brick wall, there's an old analogy that you have these people, three people that are laying blocks, these bricks, and you walk up to the first person, they say, so what are you doing? What are you building? He goes, I don't know, I'm just laying bricks. And you can see he's kind of doing a sloppy job. It's like, it's not clean as much, there's just kind of drips from the cement around the block, but he's doing it. You go up to the next one, he's doing a little bit more precision, more precision, a little bit better. I said, what are you doing? And they say, I'm building this huge wall. And like, okay, that's awesome. And he goes, yeah, we got this big wall that we're building, and he's got a little bit of a division. But then you go to the next person. This person is being very particular in the bricks he's picking out. He's very precise in how he's laying them, how much mortar is going between the bricks, and he's being very aware of how things are being shaped in the straight line that's happening. I said, what are you building? And they say, I'm building this big cathedral. And this guy has his vision. He's got this purpose behind what he's doing, and he's very intentional in what he's happening. And I realized that many times we lose sight of what we're doing because we lose sight of what we're. We mess up. Get distracted in what we're supposed to be focusing on because we lose sight of what we're building. It says, without a vision, the people wander aimlessly, and we lose sight of the purpose, the vision behind it. And sometimes with God, at least for me, I feel like sometimes with God, He doesn't give me all the steps. He doesn't give me all the clarity. He doesn't give me every detail, but He says, this is what it is. And He's looking for this consistency, can I just follow through and the disciplines of things He said, even if I don't understand everything, I just know this is what He's asked me to do. This is what He's asked me to do. This is what He's asked me to do. Knowing that what we sow, we'll reap. Knowing that He's a faithful God, and what He's spoken to us, He'll do. And so for me, something that I want to encourage you guys as you listen to this, don't give up in the small things that God's spoken to you about. Just because you don't feel motivated today, don't stop being consistent in the discipline of the things He's spoken to you to do. It might be about praying for something. It might be about believing something that He's spoken. But then, we believe, we declare, and we keep going, and all of a sudden, after a period of time, it doesn't happen. And we kind of lose sight of those things. And yet, God, there's something about the kingdom, that the consistency of walking things out. It says His word does not return to Him void. And so when we keep walking in faithfulness in the small things that He's asked us to do, it might be walking around a building. It might be praying about a building. It might be walking through a city. For me, you guys you're listening to this video, watching this, or listening to this recording and this video. I've been so challenged. I had a friend of mine, his name's Jared. He's like, he's had so many prophetic words or promises or words for me from the Lord. Said, Tim, you have to record what you're doing. You have to record. Like, do a video every day. Your videos are your legacy. Meaning, like, you're releasing what God has given to you out of an overflow. Like, you need to do it. And for me, I'm like, yeah, but for what? Are we doing it on social media? Are we doing this? Why do I need to record a video? And I felt it too, of documenting the journey. For me, about documenting the testimonies, documenting what God has been doing, the revelations that God is doing, being a steward of it. And people document it differently. People write it down. People articulate it differently. But for me, the Lord's spoken over and over about videos, and I just haven't done it. I haven't been faithful. Part of it is I lost sight of what I was building. Even though the Lord has spoken to me, He's like, this is your legacy. This is something that you're depositing and giving to people. And yet what I do is I get caught up in the short-term results, the short-term benefits of it, or what's going to happen, or I'm not feeling motivated to do it. And I was just reminded today about the importance of staying consistent in the things He's spoken to you until He changes the subject, until He changes something. And so I just want to encourage you, maybe there's some things that you have felt prompted to do, and then you didn't see the results, or you didn't see the breakthrough, you didn't see the things happen. But if God's asked you to do it, you have no idea what's happening, because what your obedience in the natural brings incredible spiritual breakthrough. It releases a grace. It releases things and doors opening that we can't do on our own. And so other people are depending on what God has spoken to you to do. Other people, let me say that again, other people are depending upon your obedience, because it will release their breakthrough. Even now, as I'm sharing these things, there's the tension of that I go through of like, whoa, does people want to listen to this? What does this mean? It's not about that. It's about being obedient to what the Lord's saying to do, and recognizing the invitation that God has called us to be a part of in the simple obedience, doing the simple things well. And I like to build quick. I like to get quick results. I look for the fastest lane that I can figure it out. Sometimes it's not about the fastest pace or the fastest results or the fastest way of doing things. It's about the consistency, the steady consistency in that process. And so I just want to encourage you, don't lose sight of what he's spoken to you. Go back and reflect upon the words that he's promised you and things he's asked you to do, and say, God, forgive me for not doing those things. Lord, I repent for not staying consistent and obedient to what you've asked me to do. And then get back into it and ask him, Lord, does it change? Should I keep doing those things? What are you asking me to do? So I just bless you with a grace to remember and to have the endurance to push through, even though you might not see the result today, over the promises or over the things that he's spoken to you to do. So bless you.